Hi, this is a demonstration on how to use the RagaAI Catalyst public sandbox to run evaluations on your existing data within your Python environment. For the purpose of this demonstration, we are using a Google Colab project, but the same commands can be reproduced in your own environment as well. Simply go to docs.raga.ai and follow the steps provided in our user quick start to get going. We start off by pip installing the latest version of RagaAI Catalyst in our environment, and while that happens, we can show you how to create a new project at the UI. Go to catalyst.raga.ai, log in with your account or create a new account, click on Create New Project, and add any suitable name basis your use case. Hit Create, and you will see the project in your list of projects. On clicking the project and going into the dataset section, we see that there is no dataset right now to perform an evaluation on. So we upload a dataset from our PC, in this case, an open source RAG truth sample, give it a suitable name according to our use case again, and then click on Next. This opens the schema mapping window, wherein each column within the dataset has been identified and will be mapped to a RagaAI keyword like response, trace ID, prompt, context, and other such metadata that might be present in your schema. Anything that is not present can be removed, and you can run this with the simplest of data available. Once all the schemas have been mapped, you click on Done, and the dataset is uploaded. If it takes some time, you can always go to job status, check the progress, and once it becomes 100%, you can go back to the project and then access the dataset and look at the rows that have been ingested. In this case, 10 rows have been ingested, all of which can be seen according to the schema that was mapped. Next, we see how to run experiments on the dataset we have just imported. Go back to your Python environment and ensure that Catalyst has installed correctly. Then refer to docs.raga.ai for the next steps, which in this case are setting your access, secret, and API keys for this run. The access and secret key can be found on the Catalyst software inside Settings and Authenticate. Here you'll find a list of all of the access and secret key pairs that were ever created, or you can always click on Generate New Key and create a fresh pair. You can simply copy these keys from the interface and paste them in your Python environment. Please note that you will need your own OpenAI API key to run this experiment, and this will not be provided on the UI as shown. Ensure that the same API keys are mentioned in both the user interface and your Python environment for this to run correctly. Once the keys have been uploaded and you see a success message, you can fetch the next set of commands from docs.raga.ai. First, we list the projects in our instance and cross-check whether the project that we created is a part of the list. If that is so, we can simply run our first experiment. We import the experiment dependency from the Catalyst library and change the variables to suit our use case. The project name can be copied from the list that was just printed, experiment name and description can be any valid string, and dataset name can be fetched from the UI by going to the project and navigating to the dataset section. Please note that the project name and dataset name are both case sensitive and therefore should be very carefully typed to avoid any errors during runtime. Once these variables have been set, you can decide which metrics you want to run on the dataset that has been created. Refer to the docs for a comprehensive list of all metrics available on the Catalyst platform. Edit these commands to add the metrics that suit your needs best, and choose the model for the LLM that you want to call on as a judge. Once this command is run and you see that all of the metrics have been added to the pipeline, you can go back to the user interface and track the progress using the job status window. Once a job has started, you can go back to the projects view and see that the experiment list will now be populated. Here you can see a list of metrics in the pipeline as well as the LLM as a judge used for each of them. Once the progress reaches 100%, you can view the experiment. This will allow you to see not just the values of each metric calculated, but also deeper level analytics based on the dataset provided. If you scroll further down, you can see a row by row view of each data point in the set and the metrics calculated for all of them. Further, you can drill down into individual data points and see reasonings for why our software thinks a particular metric has a particular value for this use case. That sums up all the basic steps needed to run RagaAI Catalyst out of the box. Thanks for watching.